All right. Um, is life a dream? As some of you may have known if you follow my videos, um, I'm really into dreams, and through a lot of studying and a lot of spiritual reading and a lot of reading, um, uh, I tend to kind of veer towards the idea that life is some type of a dream illusion. And I'm reading an amazing book right now. It's called The Tibetan Book of Living and Dying, and it's basically like a, to my opinion, like the breakdown of all the Buddhist beliefs. And the more I paid a lot of attention to, I think I got into Buddhism. I'm not a Buddhist per se, but I love the ideas. I think I got into Buddhism ideas by an American Buddhist by the name of Robert Thurman, who teaches American Buddhism at some high-ranking college in the West, I think. And there's a lot of ideas in Buddhism. Did I say already? If you pay attention to my things and you pay attention to my writings and my videos, I reoccur a reoccurring theme is that I talk about life being a dream, and I talk about my very strange sci-fi type of dreams, and I don't even share them all because some of them are pretty far out. I don't know why, but so I really like the idea of life being a dream. That's very cool to me, very cool. And there's a lot of stuff to back this, so I'm not so insane, maybe a little bit, but you know, nothing extreme. But Buddhism, they talk a lot about that idea of dreaming and how life is an illusion and it's a reoccurring dream of life and death, and we're constantly dying and living, and when we die it'll be the same type of thing. And I'm reading this book, the Tibetan Book of Living and Dying, and I came across like a page and a quarter today that was the word dream came up multiple times, and I was like, oh, okay, this is a synchronicity or whatever, and I was like, this is really good stuff. And so I want to read it to you guys, and kind of we'll do a Bible study today, but we'll do more of a consciousness study, and it'll be quick. I'll try to make it quick. Get that book, by the way. It's fucking awesome. If you're into consciousness and the idea of life and dying and what happens afterwards and what we're doing here and why this and why that and why pain, why suffering, highly suggested. Page 38, the Tibetan Book of Living and Dying. So when we really look at ourselves then, and the things around us that we took to be so solid, so stable, and so lasting, we find that they have no more reality than a dream. Buddha said, know all things to be like this, a mirage, a cloud castle, a dream, an apparition, without essence, but with qualities that can be seen. Know all things to be like this, as the moon in a bright sky, in some clear lake reflected, though to that lake the moon has never moved. Know all things to be like this, as an echo that derives from music, sounds, and weeping, yet that echo is no melody. Know all things to be like this, as a magician makes illusions of horses, oxen, carts, and other things. Nothing is as it appears. Contemplation of this dream-like quality of reality need not in any way make us cold, hopeless, or embittered, which most people think. On the contrary, it can open up in us a warm humor, a soft, strong compassion we hardly knew we possessed, and so more and more generosity toward all things and beings. The great Tibetan saint Milarepa said, seeing emptiness, have compassion. When through contemplation we really have seen the emptiness and interdependence of all things in ourselves, the world is revealed in a brighter, fresher, more sparkling light, as the infinitely reflecting net of jewels that Buddha spoke of. We no longer have to protect ourselves or pretend, and it becomes increasingly easy to do what one Tibetan master has advised. Always recognize the dream-like qualities of life and reduce attachment and aversion. Practice good-heartedness toward all beings. Be loving and compassionate no matter what others do to you. What they will do will not matter so much when you see it as a dream. The trick is to have positive intention during the dream. This is the essential point. This is true spirituality. So one of the sentences that really stuck out to me was a contemplation of this dreamlike quality of reality need not in any way make us cold, hopeless, or embittered. Now, as humans, we have such an attachment to life, right? And when I tell people, like, it could be a dream, man, like, you know, you haven't woke up yet, like, you know, don't take it so seriously. People think that that means that, like, I'm heartless, or that means, oh, it's just a dream, you know, fuck everybody and and don't care. That's actually not it. You know, one of the last sentences of that said, you know, when you see it as a dream, you could feel the lightheartedness of life. You can see the humor in life. You know, my dreams, I tend to take them pretty positively. Even when they're dark, I tend to not soak that in too much. But you think of a dream, right? And you think of how, like, when you wake up from a dream, no matter how it is, you just forget it. And you're like, eh. That's the thing. Like, we become so attached to our reality, and we become so attached to everything that is us, that we forget that the only constant is change. And I say this all the time, not because I love change, and I love, you know, never doing the same thing, because I love to come home every day from work and play a good amount of video games, you know, whatever, you know what I mean? I love being kind to people, you know, I like having friends. So if people weren't there, yeah, I'm not going to sit here and say I wouldn't suffer, you know, because I hold attachments too. This is just an idea and things I think about, you know. So if you think of life as a dream, you can understand that you don't need to take it so seriously, because it's an illusion. Like, you almost really don't know what is going on here, you know. And you know, there's some obvious things, you know, most of the times if you're good to people, they will be good to you. You know, if you're truthful to people, they'll appreciate that, you know. So you can see the dream for the game that it is and play along because you have to, right? Because you're here. But if you can see that it is only a dream, and someday you're going to wake up, could be tomorrow, could be, I hope I live till at least I'm 80, but no matter what stares you in the face, you can still have that idea in the back of your head, like, this is only an illusion, this is only a dream. I don't know if afterlife is positive, so this is all an idea, but it's something that really tends to stick with me. And when I dream, as I've said before, I mean, I write down my dreams, so I'm almost lucid in my dreams, not so much, but I often get like revelation after revelation, and one of those revelations is often, wow, this dream is just like when I'm awake. I touch the people, they feel real, they act real, they smell real. Everything is real here. You know, there's no difference. And I posted something the other day. Like I said, yeah, I may be a strange person with some of the things I say, but if you look outside the box, you won't think I'm so strange. I said something the other day, how I was in a dream the other day, and I said to myself, almost like I was thinking in my own dream, I said, Trevor, look around you. Look at the people around you. This is all looks so real. What makes you think this is any different than when you're awake? And that is so true. If you can know that you're dreaming, would you take everything so seriously? You know, as the Buddha said, it's ever changing. You know, that's the only constant. So when things come, we can help to deal with them and alleviate our stress and suffering by understanding that this is the way this reality is, and the whole of existence may be just changing and changing and changing. Water's always changing, weather's always changing, but with change, I think I read it in the same book, or it might have been on Facebook, but when a storm comes, when a tsunami comes, when horrible waves come, they crash against the rock, and they shape the rock, and they smooth the marble into a shiny, beautiful piece of art. And the reason we suffer, as they speak a lot about in Buddhism, is because we attach to this and that and this and that, and even living. And the thing about Buddhism is they say Don't forget you're going to die. This isn't about being morbid and, like some people that are, real gothic and emo that are obsessed with death. But this is saying, don't forget, you're not going to be here forever. You could die tomorrow. You have to remember these things because you have to know it's always changing, and the dream will shift, and your reality will shift one day. And do I think you're going to go somewhere different? Yeah, I don't think you'll just disappear. But imagine it as a dream, and don't take everything so seriously. If you're on the verge of a divorce, it's really not a good thing, and you'll deal with a lot of stress. And you should let yourself feel emotions, but know that it's an illusion. It's a dream. It's just something you're going through, and it's going to change, and it's all not stationary. It's all not stuck there forever. And at times it feels like that. And even if you were plagued with like a horrible disease, um, and this is not me, I've never had a horrible disease. I haven't dealt with a lot of people who have, but I'm just saying, like, if you could think of the idea that it's only an illusion. I'm going to be dealing with this disease because they don't go away unless if there's a miracle. It's still an illusion. One day I'll wake up and I won't have it anymore. Who knows how that's going to work. Hope that was good. Sorry I've been away for so long.